Okay, so now that we have a set of dice rolls entered, okay, our 30 dice rolls, the next thing that we need to do is to make some sense out of what we've got. So, one of the ways that we can do that is to sort through and figure out how many of each of the different values that we have. And we're going to do that so we can create what's called a frequency distribution table. So, to do that, we need to sort the data out so we can go from the smallest number to the largest number. Now, if you've paid attention and done this the way you're supposed to, you've got the roll number in here so that you can sort the data back to its original form anytime that you need to. So, to sort the data, what we're going to do is we're going to highlight all of this area in our worksheet. Okay, starting from cell A1, we're going to go all the way down to G31. Okay, there we go. And now what we're going to do, since we've highlighted that, is we're going to go Data, and we're going to tell it to sort the range. Okay, and since we highlighted that first row of data that has the labels in it, then we click on this box that says Data has header row. And what we're going to sort by now is going to be the total. Okay, and we're going to tell it to sort from A to Z, or from smallest to largest in this case. Okay, and now we're going to tell it to sort. Okay, so if you look now, the last number that appears, okay, is no longer roll number 30, but it's roll number 27, which had a value of 25. Okay, if you go all the way up here to the top, what we see instead of roll number 1, in fact, is roll number 30, because that was the smallest value. So we're going to create a table. Okay, and so this table is going to have two columns in it. The first one is going to be the value. Okay, and the second column is going to be the count, which we can also call the frequency. Okay, so we start off with the smallest value that we have from our roll of 5 dice, and that's a 9. Okay, and we keep on going. We put every value in our table until we get all the way up to our highest value that we have, which is a 25. Okay, again, I'm using that autofill to drag and drop that, and then we're just going to count the number of each of those different values that we have. So we had 1, 9, we had 0, 10s, 0, 11s, we had 1, 12, we had 1, 13, we have 1, 2, 3, 14s, we have 1, 15, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 16s, we have 3 17s. Okay, we scroll down here. Let's see how many 18s we've got. Okay. And so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 18s. Okay, we have 2 19s. We have 3 20s, 1 21, 1 22. We have 0 23s. We have 2 24s. And we scroll down here, we should have just one more number, and that's 1 25. Okay. Now, as a check to make sure that our count is correct, I'm just going to add up the range of values. Okay. And so I'm going to get a count of the values from cell J2 to J18. Okay. Now, what you see is that I've got 29 and I should have 30. So let me just go back through and check that one more time. Okay, so we've got 1, 9, we've got 0, 10s or 11s, we've got 1, 12, 1, 13, we've got 3, 14s, we've got 1, 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 16s, 1, 2, 3, 17s. Okay. One, two, three, four, 18s, 2 19s, 3 20s, 1 21. There's my mistake. I've got 2 22s. Okay. And then no 23s, 2 24s, and 1 25 for a total of 30. Okay, so what we can see is that the number that shows up most often is the number 16. Okay, so the statistical term for that, the number that shows up most often, is called the mode. Now, if we want to turn this table into a picture, okay, we can just highlight this table. Okay, we won't highlight that total of the count, but we'll just highlight that table and we'll go insert. Now what we're going to do is we're going to insert a chart. Okay, and when we do that, we get this menu that shows up, a chart editor. Now what we're going to do is we're going to change this, change the type of chart that we have. Okay, so the range is correct. Rather than having it be a line chart, okay, instead what we're going to do is we're going to have a column chart. Okay, so now we can see that more clearly. Okay, so again, the value that shows up most often is a 16, and there's 5 of those. The second most frequent value is 18. Okay, and there's 4 18s, and then we have 1, 2, 3. Okay, we have 3 numbers that have a frequency of 3, and that's 14, 17, and 20. Okay, so now you've seen how to come up with a frequency table and how to turn that frequency table into a chart, okay, also called a histogram. Okay, thank you.